Hi everyone, for today's episode we are going to talk about 7 positive habits that will definitely change your life. Actually, these are just basic practices that you can use as a tool for you to be able to experience those changes that you want to happen in your life, and at the same time for you to have that kind of life that you always imagine. However, this may be our simple routines, but obviously it requires motivation and commitment to follow this habit for you to be able to completely live that kind of life. Yes, you may have heard this 100 and 1,000 times before, because as what I've mentioned earlier, these are basic practices. These are simple ways and manners that almost individuals are using for them to have a fresh and fully changed life, which is full of hope and new beginnings. So for the first positive habit that we have that will surely change your life is to stay true to yourself. Just be who you are. Be true, be real, and be authentic. Stop pretending to be somebody else that you are not. To be honest, you can only gain sincere love, care, and support from others if you are that genuine to yourself. As what the Irish poet Oscar Wilde said, be true to yourself, since everyone else is already taken. Let us try not to live in a world where individuals are trying to act as if they are somebody else because they want to leave impressions, and at the same time they want to become a part of a particular group. Always remember that there is no need for you to change just to be accepted. Bear in mind that if there are those people who cannot accept you for who you are and what you are, then definitely it is not your problem. It is them. Those people who cannot accept you, or those individuals who lack acceptance for who you are actually the ones who are having issues and problems within themselves. So in this episode, allow me to remind you that being true to yourself is very important, because it is a fundamental for you to be able to live a life with full of integrity. So for the number 2 positive habit that will change your current situation now is to read books. Reading is more than just a hobby. It does not only improve your knowledge by providing those informative details, but of course it will enrich and improve the quality of your life. Make it a habit to read good books, and it will allow you to know yourself better, especially if you are having those self-help books, which I always do, because I cannot deny the fact that this kind of reading materials have plenty of insights and words of wisdom that is applicable in real life scenario. I actually just finished reading the impressive output of Dr. Joseph Murphy, which is The Power of Subconscious Mind. I really want to recommend you this book, guys, and of course to those individuals who are looking and seeking for answers and everything, because in this book it will tell you that anything in this world is possible. Actually, it is a great tool for men and women in all walks of life, because in every page of this book it will tell you, in every page of this book, it contains powerful and helpful techniques on how to perform and receive miracles in life. I am actually a huge fan, and I am personally fascinated with self-help books. But if you are that someone who loves to travel, then definitely you can have those travel books and learn from those. And you can even have those cooking reading materials if you are that individual who is more interested when it comes to cooking. Actually, there are plenty and variety of good books that will help you in changing your life if you are just willing to. Just make it a habit to read consistently, and of course make it a habit to learn from those. Now moving on to our third positive habit that is very effective in achieving the change that you want to happen in your life, and that is to always do what is right. Regardless if those are small or big things, doing right will always lead you somewhere in your life. I firmly believe that if you are that individual who chooses to do right things, it will advance you further in your life. Allow me to insert this one, that regardless of our religious background, we should have the compassion to know what is right and what is wrong. Because based on my observation, there are those individuals who tend to do right things only if they are being watched or they are being observed, which is of course far from the definition of what really compassion is all about. Let us try to be genuine and be authentic in everything that we do. Yes, I know it is easier said than done, but if we make it a habit to continuously do what is right, then believe me, it will not just improve the quality of our lives, but it will also leave a better and positive impact to others. And so for the number 4 positive habit that is also great in aiding you to achieve that change in your life is to stay relaxed. Make it an attitude to stay calm in whatever circumstances you are in. Because if you are calm and relaxed, everything will be okay. Always remember that you cannot change what is going around you unless you start changing what is going inside you. And that is according to Zig Ziglar. Therefore, it is very vital to keep your mind free from any irrelevant matters, but instead keep it calm and relaxed, because it will allow you to think and do things that will yield better outcome. And yes, change is constant and no individual can preclude it from happening. So it means that in everything there is no need to rush, but instead keep calm, take your time and relax, because in the first place you are not in a race. Always remember that you are in a marathon. So there is no need to rush everything, but instead keep calm and relax. Living life with full of gratitude is our number 5 positive habit that is very effective in changing your life. Be that person who is always grateful and thankful with everything, even on little things. No life is perfect, and we cannot have all those things that we are asking for. But if you know how to live life with full of gratitude, even on tiny matters, it is much better than having those material things that we are looking for. Do not forget to be thankful for the life that you have right now, for the genuine love, care, and support from your family and friends. And of course, just be thankful because you know that you are beyond blessed, even though you are living an imperfect life. Believe me when I say that if you are grateful with everything, it will bring you closer to something that you didn't even imagine before. So moving on to our number 6 positive habit that is useful and helpful in changing your life is to never stop learning. Learning doesn't stop the moment you graduated or the moment you got your bachelor's degree. In fact, even if you are outside schools and institutions, there are still plenty of things that need to be learned. And you should know that learning doesn't solely focus on skills. It has to go with knowledge and attitude. For a person to truly change himself, he must find ways and seek ways on how to improve these aspects in his lives. Do not stop learning because life will never stop you to teach. And if we are not learning, what are we here then for, right? So guys, for our number 7 and last positive habit is to keep your promises. If you want to have a happier life, if you want to have authentic relationships, then you got to keep your promises. It is hard to ignore that there are those individuals who doesn't know how to keep their promises, where everything is being taken for granted. Consequently, it leads to conflict and relationships are being broken. Regardless if those are huge or tiny promises, it is important to stick to your words and commitments. Make it a habit to walk your talk. Always remember that in this case, someone else's trust is being put into consideration. And once that trust is gone, it is definitely very tough to have it back. and there is no assurance if you can still get back that particular trust. So guys, I would really tell you that keeping your promises is really a huge thing in order for you to have a complete change in your life. So guys, it is a long process and journey for us to be able to experience those changes that we want to happen in our life. But I am going to tell you to just keep on going until you get that kind of life, until you savor that kind of life that you always imagine. I am hoping that you are learning from these videos, and I hope this episode will be helpful and useful for you to get these changes and achieve those changes that you really want to happen in your life. I am hoping to create more inspiring videos that I can share with you all, but I guess for now this is the best way to end this episode, and I'll see you soon on my upcoming videos.